Hello Harry and friends, this is Steve from Somerset, and this is a quick introduction to table Skittles. I haven't got a lot of time or thought into it. I simply took my phone and filmed some of us playing friendly. Our league doesn't start for 2 weeks. Friendly game on a Wednesday night at our club. So it starts off by me putting the phone down in front of the board and holding up a pin. We call the Skittles pins interchangeably. For you to look at. We've got 4 boards at the club. We have 2 teams and there's a couple of boards, but I should have filmed them all, but this is the one we played on that night. I'm now holding up the ball, which as you can see in a second is actually quite battered and quite old. It's not round, that's very important, and also it's a hard wood. The size of the ball matters. The ball should be able to rest just there. Our chain is ever so slightly too short. If it's too long, the ball will sit there and not move. If it's too short, it won't touch the edge. It should just sit there and fall off. That's me throwing the ball. That's how you should throw it. Stand behind the chain and throw it from that direction. The idea is that you get 3 balls every time you visit the table, and you score as many as you can. So the most you can score is 27. I scored 6 with my first ball, and 3 with the second, which means I get another go at sticking them all up again. And with my third ball now, I knock 7 down, so altogether I scored 16 on that visit. This is me setting them up and showing you what the top of the table looks like. We've got quite a well-designed one. Many of the boards simply have a nail that's been bent over for the chain to hang on to. Ours, if you notice, go back and look at that later, has little holes to adjust the size. This is the counting board, I don't know what this is called, but the Skittles go in here. There are 6 lots of 5 up one side, 6 lots of 5 down, 1, 2, 5, and then, so if you're playing to 91 down, you go up, down and back up again, plus the final hole at the end. 2 sides for people to play against each other. We rarely use that because we use a blackboard, but people often used to use those in the old days. Inside there is where the Skittles are kept, which means it's all kept on one board, and also there's little counters to help you count the 91 down as you go along. And I'm going to stand behind the board and miraculously throw a flopper whilst filming it. A flopper is when you knock all 9 down with one ball, which is obviously the ideal. And there it goes. Beautiful. That's lovely. Now we get to the match that we were playing. There's about 6 or 7 of us playing. I think we all put 50 pence into the middle, which you can see the money in there. Kevin has just been. Kevin there is on the left, and this is me about to start. I've edited out. We've had a few goes before I started filming it. Told everybody what I was recording it for, and really embarrassingly I won this game. I didn't set this game up so that I would win, nor did I record and show you only the one I won, but that was me getting off to a very good start by getting 18, although I don't think that was my first visit to the table. We'll look at the scoreboard later on, but there I am. This is Tina, who may play for our team next year. Not a bad first shot, but that's a very difficult 3, so she tries what we call a side shot, wiggles it over to the side. That's really the only way you could get those 3, but having missed the 3, now she tries to go down the line for the 2, which she does very well, and gets a good 9. She's quite happy with that 9. If you can't get a spare, which is what we call more than 9, if you can't get a spare, always try to clear as many pins as you can on the board. Here's Claire. Her first ball is good, she gets 7. She now moves over to try and hit those 2 down the line. She does that, so she's got the spare. So she scores more than 9. Kevin checking out the camera there. And with her third and final ball, unfortunately she only got 2, so she scored 11 and is laughing about the fact that she should have got more than that with a spare. Now it's Kerry. It was his birthday, and he throws a ball that is too hard. He's very good on some boards, but he's not very good on this board, our board. He doesn't play for our team, plays for another team, but has just been coming up. So he also knocks a lot of them down on the ground. That shows he throws it too hard. He scored 8, if you were noticing. So now, meanwhile, this is being chalked up on a chalkboard, which is what Kevin is looking at there. And the pub isn't empty, but everybody is standing out of the way of the board. And giving room for people to shoot. This is my friend Alan, who is chalking at the time. He's been playing a very long time, and He would normally get those 3, but he missed them today. So he scored 9. Now, you may have noticed, I think it possibly happened with my earlier shot, and then he didn't throw his last ball. You always have to throw all 3 balls, but because the back pin is one that we would not usually miss, although it is easy to miss, and we often miss it in games on other people's boards, but on our own board we feel that we've got a good chance of hitting down the back pin. So to speed up the game, we always play when we're playing friendly, we allow each other to what we call take the back pin. So Alan got 9, although he hit down 8 because we just assumed he would hit the back pin down. And I think earlier on I had a go which was the same. Kevin here is learning. He needs to get round wide for that 5, so he got 7. It's my turn again. I got 18 last time, as you know, so I'm confident. I'm thinking I'm in good form, but it may not go to plan. The first ball is good. Oh, there you are. Now you see that's me taking it. Normally I would have to hit that one, but as we're playing amongst friends, we assume that I'll hit it. So as to save time, we just stick them all up again. So I did get that one. Oh, and I got 7 with that one, so I scored 16. So as you can see at the moment, I'm scoring slightly more than other people. I did happen to win this game, just checking if it's actually recording. There's Tina again. Fantastic. That's called a flopper. That was a beautiful flopper. All the pins down in one go. If she did that 2 more times, of course, she'd get 27. If you do it twice, we call it a doubler. Once is a flopper, twice is a doubler, 3 times is a 27. Now I've moved the camera now so you can see Alan scoring from behind, and this is Claire throwing. So you can see what it looks like from behind. You may notice that our board is put on top of another board on top of the table. I can't remember why we did that. We used to do that. I think we did that at the previous pub we played at to protect the table. And we got used to the board being higher and we stuck with it. But we're the only team that plays with something under the board. That was purpose made for us. But of course the heights of the tables do vary. There are so many variables. The height of the table, where the diamond is, that's the square that the Skittles go on, relative to the pole. The pole, our board, this board that you're looking at, the pole is on the outside of the board. Sometimes it's built into the edging, sometimes it's on the inside. That makes a huge difference. If the diamond was further up or further back, that would make a huge difference. The size of the Skittles makes an enormous difference, as does the size of the ball, but the relationship between the size of the ball and the size of the Skittles is very important. And if I was capable of making a board, I would experiment with all of those things to see what had the best effect, because we play on some boards where you're very lucky if you get the spare all night, but my feeling very strongly is that a board that people can regularly get the spare on is much more fun for everybody. Our board is one that you should be able to get more than 9 if you've been playing on it for a little while and aren't having a bad night like Dave is. Yeah. So this is the scoreboard that went with that game. I think I started filming about halfway down, so you can see I went from 57 to 39, that was an 18, and then I got the 16 after that. And I must have scored again, which I edited a bit out, leaving 6. I got 6 out, but I'll show you that in a moment. I'd filmed this after I'd got 6 out. You can see everybody else needed quite a lot. Only 2 or 3 of the players had, or 4 of the 6 players could have equalled me, but they'd all needed doublers. Nobody got one, so I won the game and picked up the money. You can see everybody's scores are being taken down from 91. You can see also that I missed these 2 spares on the way down. I only showed you my best ones. Often, obviously, it's a lot nearer than that at the end of the game, but it isn't in this case. I gave my phone to somebody else to film me getting the 6 out, so you would see how that works. So I don't need to use all 3 balls, but I must hit exactly 6 down, and no more. And there I am hitting 5 down with the first ball, 1 with the second, therefore I got 6.
Camera. Yeah. Smile, you're on candid camera.
Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed our quick video.